In the quiet expanse of space, Captain Nina, a ginger cat of remarkable courage and even more remarkable fluff, piloted her starship, the Pursuit. Alongside her loyal first mate Zog, they were cruising peacefully, the hum of the engine a soothing rumble after a harrowing mission involving cosmic laser pointers. Suddenly the ship shuddered violently, alarms blared. Zog, a small, green, multi-eyed creature with a knack for stating the obvious, floated frantically over to the control panel. "Captain! We're caught in some kind of strange gravitational pull. I can't break free," he squeaked, his voice pitching higher with every blinking light. Nina, unfazed, padded to the main viewport, her tail twitching with curiosity. She squinted, her sharp feline eyes trying to pierce the star-dusted darkness. Ahead of them loomed a planet unlike any they had ever encountered. "Is that planet fuzzy?" she murmured, a low purr rumbling in her chest. Zog adjusted the magnification on the main screen. The image zoomed in, revealing a bizarre and wonderful truth. "Whoa! Wait, it's not fuzzy, Captain," Zog exclaimed, his many eyes wide with disbelief. "It's yarny." Before them lay a world woven from thread. The entire planet was a giant, colorful bowl of yarn. Mountains were majestic peaks of chunky wool, forests were tangled jungles of green and brown acrylic, and rivers of shimmering ribbon flowed through valleys of soft felt. It was a cat's paradise. Nina's pupils dilated until her eyes were two black orbs of pure, unadulterated joy. A single commanding word escaped her lips. "Zog, land, now." Her voice was a low, urgent growl that left no room for argument. With a soft, cushioned thump, the Pursuit settled onto a plain of what looked like lavender-colored mohair. The landing bay doors hissed open, and before they had fully retracted, Captain Nina launched herself out of the ship. She soared through the air in a graceful arc, a flash of orange against the purple landscape, and disappeared headfirst into a colossal pile of rainbow-colored yarn balls. Zog watched from the doorway, shaking his head. "Try not to disappear in there, Captain," he called out, though he suspected his words were lost in the muffled depths of wool. Nina was in heaven, batting at loose strands and burrowing deeper into the soft, yielding mass. But then, a strange rustling sound reached her ears, different from the gentle swish of the yarn. What was that? She mumbled, her head popping up, ears swiveling. A few feet away, a tuft of bright blue yarn began to move. Two large, shiny black button eyes blinked at her, and a small fluffy creature with floppy ears and a tail ending in a tassel emerged from the pile. "Welcome to Yarnalen," the creature chirped in a surprisingly high-pitched voice. "My name is Tangle. We're so glad you're here, we need help." Nina, ever the captain, immediately snapped into professional mode, shaking a stray bit of pink fluff from her ear. "What's wrong?" she asked, her tone serious. Tangle's cheerful demeanor faded, replaced by a look of deep concern. He gestured with a knitted paw toward a fissure in the ground, from which a faint, warm light pulsed. "Follow me," he said, leading them to the edge. Deep below the surface, a single immense strand of glowing golden yarn spiraled down into the planet's core. It was breathtakingly beautiful, radiating a gentle, life-giving energy. "This is the Great Yarn Core," Tangle explained, his voice hushed with reverence. "It's the heart of our world, the thread from which everything is woven, but it's unraveling." As if on cue, a sharp metallic sound echoed up from the chasm. Sen Yu Patango flinched, his button eyes wide with terror. "Oh no, the Scissor Beast!" Zog, who had just floated down from the ship, froze mid-air. "The what now?" he yelped, all of his eyes trying to look into the darkness at once. Deep below, they caught a glimpse of a dark metallic shadow with long, sharp blades, snapping menacingly at the glowing strands of the core. The creature was huge, a monstrous pair of shears brought to life, its only purpose to cut and sever. Nina's fur bristled. Her playful mood vanished, replaced by a steely resolve. This was no longer a playground. It was a planet in peril. "We're stopping that thing," she declared, her claws unsheathing instinctively. Without another moment's hesitation, Nina, Zog, and Tangle slid into a twisting tunnel of yarn that led deep into the planet's interior. The journey was surprisingly fun, a spiraling slide through tubes of multicolored wool. They landed in a soft heap at the bottom. Very comfortable, Nina noted, stretching languidly before getting to her paws. They had arrived in a vast subterranean cavern, illuminated by the awe-inspiring glow of the great yarn core. It was a moon-sized ball of shimmering golden thread, pulsing with a gentle rhythmic light. But the scene was far from peaceful. Circling the core was the Scissor Beast, its giant blades snipping dangerously close to the central strand. It was a creature of cold, hard metal in a world of soft woven life. "Stop!" Tangle cried out, his voice echoing in the huge chamber. "You'll destroy our home." The Scissor Beast paused its destructive work, turning its sharp, pointy tips toward them. A cold, mechanical voice grated through the cavern. "I bring order to tangle chaos. All threads must be cut." With a final decisive movement, it lunged forward and made a deep cut into the core. Snip! The cavern shook violently. Chunks of rock felt crumbled from the ceiling. "The core is destabilizing," Zog shouted, struggling to stay afloat as the gravity fluctuated. But Captain Nina was already in motion. With the grace of a seasoned acrobat, she leaped onto a loose strand of yarn hanging from the ceiling and swung herself directly toward the metallic menace. The Scissor Beast turned to face her, its blades opening and closing with a menacing hiss. "Snap, snap," it rasped. Nina swung past its gleaming blades, narrowly avoiding a nasty snip. "Missed me," she taunted, her agility far surpassing the beast's clumsy movements. On her next swing, she looped the yarn around one of its leg-like handles. The beast stumbled, caught off balance. "Wrapping up, Captain," Zog called, grabbing another loose thread and expertly winding it around the beast's other leg. Tangle, seeing their plan, scurried forward. Not done," he squeaked, tying the two strands together in a complex, unbreakable knot only a citizen of Yarnalen could manage. The Scissor Beast was trapped, its legs bound together. "And pull," Nina commanded. Together, the three of them yanked on the threads with all their might. With a great metallic groan, the Scissor Beast toppled over, crashing to the ground. It flailed helplessly, completely cocooned in layers of yarn like a fuzzy, metallic burrito. The immediate threat was gone, but the danger wasn't over. The great yarn core was still unraveling at an alarming rate, its golden light flickering ominously. "Quick! We have to rewind it," Tangle urged. Wasting no time, Nina grabbed the loose end of the golden strand and began to run, winding it back around the core. It was like cranking a giant celestial spool. "I'm pulling the slack," Zog yelled, using his multiple arms to keep the thread from tangling. Tangle followed behind them, quickly strengthening the weave with new, intricate knots. It was a desperate race against time, but their teamwork was flawless. Slowly, the cavern's light grew brighter and steadier. The violent shaking stopped. The great yarn core pulsed with a strong, healthy rhythm once more. "We did it," Zog cheered, doing a little victory loop in the air. "Yarnalen is saved." Tangle beamed, his button eyes sparkling with gratitude. He carefully snipped a small, shimmering piece of thread from his own tassel and offered it to Nina. "Please take this," he said. "It is our friendship thread, a bond that will never unravel." Nina gently took the thread and tied it around her wrist like a bracelet. "Thank you, Tangle," she purred, her heart full. Zog floated over to her side. "Ready to go home, Captain?" Nina looked from her new bracelet to the endless mountains of yarn visible through the cavern's entrance. A mischievous glint appeared in her eyes. "After 10 more minutes of yarn," she said, and with a happy chirp, she dove headfirst back into the nearest pile of soft, colorful wool.